actually going to have to put him on the cans.
Right? Yeah, more likely. I got my cans. And
cans. There we go.
Make sure I can hear myself. Yeah, more likely. I got my. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, I can.
Just bear with us 1 moment, please.
Yeah, we also got to check.
Oh, I got to refresh.
Uh-oh. 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 Do you have noise on that side?
Huh?
Wait.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm dealing with an old machine.
We have a reboot issue on Donna's.
There we go.
Hi, Sir Chloe.
Hi, Cirque. Okay.
All right, so it looks like we are there. We are live. We are waiting for Vinny to put his houdinies and his whatnots together. So today we are going to be talking to Vinny about his project, American Dissonance.
Yes.
American Dissonance, podcast that he's going to explain what it's about. Though I'm pretty sure we can discern from the name.
This is a series that he'll definitely give us more detail, but it is something that may be of interest to a lot of you. If you follow stories like the Bundy story that took place over the last few years, he will be talking about their situation and where they're at now with their cases, and as well as other situations. So,
okay, Vinny, now would be a good
huh?
time.
Oh, the cat.
You want me to add you to the stream?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
That way I can hear everybody and interact.
Then this is how we're going to do this.
If we can do it.
I can.
Okay, sweet.
Hi, James. How you doing?
Oh, and the kitty cat. She's become obsessed.
I want to be part of it. Check your Facebook. I sent you the link. That will add you as a guest, and I can... you do know you're going to be on video too. Everyone's going to come to look at Donna in 2 dimensions.
No. I don't know about that.
Double dimensional Donna, double D. Everyone comes to the network for the double D. Well, Vince Vince is on the way. Donna is also trying to open the thing.
Yeah, I got too much stuff going on. I'm dealing with it though.
Yeah, Chunkus? Really? I don't know if you can hear her. If you go to Facebook, just click the bottom link, the top link, and it'll join you to this, because you can't really just join from one or the other. Danny DeVito's. It's just going to ask you for like a name for that little nameplate right there. That's it. By the way, if anybody looks at Night of the Living Dead. Apparently, they are using StreamYard as well, because I noticed he was doing what's it called? Installing. There she is. There's Donna. Double E's.
I don't even know where I am. I'm so confused. Here I am. I'm going to turn down a few things here. Okay.
Okay, so we have Donna.
Hello, everyone.
I'm hearing myself.
I am too. Let's see, where am I hearing myself? Aha, Facebook. Nope.
Your computer.
Is that better?
Here, wait, hang on.
Oh, wait.
Hey, look.
It's the StreamYard.
Now I'm not hearing myself. What you got to do
Quiet my.
is go to your settings on StreamYard. Down there on the bottom. Oh, there's Vinny. We're going to add Vinny to the stream while he loads up. Go to your cam mic. No, next one over. The setting thing. Yeah, there you go. Audio. Speaker. Headphones. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, let me just see if we resolve this. Hello? No, I'm hearing myself again.
Oh, let me back out of this because we don't need two microphones.
Yeah, you can just shut your mic off.
Yeah.
Just go to audio.
Yeah.
No, back up. Oh, that's why I'm hearing two of myself.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you have the big giant boom mic.
Yeah.
We can just mute you from here. I can just do it here. That's right.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry about this one. Done.
Ta-da.
It's done. Vinny, can you say something for me? Oh, that's weird. Vinny? I see Vinny's here. Vinny may need to check his mic settings.
Mm-hmm. I just unplugged mine.
Oh, man. I've got to move over. Ugh. There is no double D's because... there we go. Ish. Sort of. No, I can hear myself.
But I just can't hear.
I can't hear Vinny.
I'm going to back out.
No, I think it's Vinny's mic settings. What you got to do, Vinny, is go into your mic settings and make sure that your active mic is fed through StreamYard. It's on the bottom, like there-ish. Well, yeah, there-ish. You'll see it says stop cam and then cam mic. And then
Up?
maybe. It's getting there. Here, wait, let's do this for a second. Share screen. All right, we're going to go into the Twilight Zone for a second here. Ding, ding, ding. All right, if you look on where my clicker is here on the outside, you want to hit this button here. And then that'll come up. And when that comes up, you go to your audio settings and make sure that your microphone is the microphone that you're using. Because I think that's what the problem is. We are in the future. All right, stop sharing. There we go. All right, enough out of you.
Vinny, I still can't hear you.
Like I hear a clip and then it stops.
Mm-hmm. I do hear the cat.
I know how to play this instrument really well. Donna's got her own set of light laws over there on the other side of the room, just saying.
Nothing yet.
Let's see if I can.
You don't have him mute, do you?
No.
No.
Try to say something. No.
Well.
Weird.
Sure. How about, can you do it through Facebook? Messenger, maybe?
Like he could call if you want. You can have him call you. And then we could do it like we did Tori.
Yeah, wouldn't he have to call you since you're doing the...
Yeah, but then if you talk, your voice is going to come through the speakers. And that's going to cause a feedback issue.
Yeah.
Like it was one thing like with Tori because well actually
No, she
no,
called through Facebook.
no, because you have your mic shut off.
Yeah.
We can if you want we can call you via
Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger. Let's try that.
Just a minor I'm hearing myself. This really threw me off. Oh.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to change the mic here. Let me do this.
All right, but right now everyone's hearing you, by the way.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure that feed.
Where are you going? Maybe everyone wants double D's.
They see me.
Say that again? Yeah, there's something wrong with your mic, actually, I think. Yeah, because before we could hear you, and now we can't at all. Like I'm hearing stuff move around.
Yeah.
Let me call you back.
Oh, we hear you.
We hear you then. Yeah, it's his mic. It's his microphone.
Oh, the wire. Yeah. I had a graveyard of headphones like that.
Yeah. I just threw them out. So I think what he's going to do, he's just going to call.
Right.
There we go. Come on. Come on. Show on the screen, you douche. Come on, show on the screen. It doesn't want to show on the screen. Right.
That's so weird.
Let me, Vinny, let me call you because
Yeah.
it doesn't show on my screen when someone else calls me. It's weird.
It just rings.
It rings on my phone.
Yeah.
So there you are.
All right. So let me mute that. All right.
All right.
Success!
I'm probably going to hear you over here. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think I got everything pushed as fast as pushable.
Yes, I think we're good because we hear you and you hear us.
Okay, you know what I'm going to have to do? I hope this don't mess this up. Let me plug this in. If it doesn't work, I'll unplug it and call me right back because I'm not hearing you well here. Wait a minute, let me try this first. No, that's all the way up. Okay, how about now?
I still hear you.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
good.
good. And I can hear you now.
All right. Cool.
All right, cool. I don't have to wear these anymore.
Yeah.
No more Princess Leia for me.
No, nor me.
All right.
All right, Vinny. So,
So let me fix that problem real quick. I think we've got everything else done.
Hell yeah.
All right, let me check over here, back over the Brave browser. And, hey, okay, finally, we're on here. Let me just tell them folks over here in Liberty Media channel. Okay.
Donna, in her individual rules for lighting over here, just want you to notice, like if Donna turns and looks at the camera, you see Donna's face and nothing else. Just saying.
Okay.
That's the only reason why people are coming.
Maybe that's good. Good pad. Okay, I think I'm ready, Harry. I thought we'd be all set. I didn't know about this, whatever thing, what is this thing called? StreamYard.
Yeah.
I tried to install it over here, and I was deleting the apps on the phone, and I couldn't get in. And I tried over here on the computer. And,
well, you don't have to have the StreamYard app.
Yeah.
You can actually just do it from the website. I actually access StreamYard from the website to go on YouTube Live via my mobile, which basically backdoors me into being able to do mobile without being monetized. Mobile lives on YouTube. Ta-da!
okay. Well, I'm over here. I'm watching you guys on the StreamYard.
Yeah.
And we have the call here.
Right. So,
anyways, American Dissonance and the country, the world, it's changing. And it makes us wonder where we're really headed to. All the control. The three of us certainly know about how the social engineers work, the left-right paradigm, all that right down the middle. So there's been a lot of resistance. I mean, not only through history, because we're trying to push for a more better world, one that's just and not just in just the rule of law, but the justice in the rule of law, or in law, should I say, the rule in law, or the law. There's rules, right? Okay, you can't change certain rules in this world. And unfortunately, we come against an establishment that is becoming more and more corrupt. And people have made a lot of mistakes in their resistance to that. And it's ended up with people dead in prison, lives ruined, financially, and everything that goes along with it. So we're really, as resistors to corruption, we're really in harm's way. And I like to say, guard your words. Mm-hmm. That's very important because, as the meme goes, you can go to prison now really for memes, and people have gone to prison for just mere words of what they would have done. Specifically, Greg Burleson at Bunkerville. Other people came to stand in the gap and are in prison. Jerry Dilemmas. There's people, Jeffrey Winehouse, that a member of press of going out to expose corruption, and they attempted to assassinate him. There's little doubt to that. And the fairness that you find in the court system just doesn't exist. It's just us and not justice.
Right. The
Right.
just
So,
us system.
No doubt.
Yeah. Well, through this series of broadcasts, I want to take a look at and highlight some folks. Take a look at different categories, you might say. There's a lot of titles to look at: tax protester, or tax resistor. Gordon Call is who I'm going to highlight in the first broadcast. I'm going to work in and tell the story of some other folks. And it's not me teaching anybody, but a journey along with me as I'm learning. And it'll be, Gordon Call, I've been listening to some YouTube on that, reading some background, and of course the presentation is all dependent on who is giving the information. Rudy Davis has read one of the books. I believe it was written by a grandkid or one of his kids. Pretty interesting. So, as I say, the picture's always painted by the artist, and there's quite an art to journalism, and some of the people in mainstream media, I give their due respect in their ability. And we also have to remember that history is what has been told and the accepted description. And we're coming into a point of time now where, and have been there. I mean, pages of history have been torn out of the books, the history books. And I think it's trivial, but to remove the Facebook pages and Twitter accounts and other places that people have been torn from the annals of history, because they've been there. Marine Gutierrez, remove Ammon Bundy, remove. The list is very, very long. And there was a lot to be said. I go to the memories on Facebook and I look like, wow, content unavailable. You showed this stuff. So what does it do? It changes our future. Now, I'm going to go over here and look at a couple of on Twitter. So I'm building up, but I need 250 characters to open up the what it is, this American dissonance that I'm presenting. And thanks, Donna, I've got that Harry Nielsen's The Point from 1971. Everyone has a point, even if you don't see it. So American dissonance is a warning for what may come in the face of an uncertain future. And there is a big consideration for future freedoms here in America, not only there, but around the world. So what really powers the world system and how it shapes the future? And to really answer this question, we've got to read between the lines, and that is a ponder Gander for myself. What buttons I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And computers, they hate me. It's a conspiracy, I'm certain.
I feel you on that.
And Harry, by the way, yes, orange juice and milk. And I think that you could really do something really good with that. Make it like a drink with some spices in it.
I explained to what is it, Orange Julius. That's what Orange Julius is pretty much,
right?
With a little bit of vanilla and something else.
Yeah, that's cream, not milk. That's cream, not milk.
I know, but
because you know why you don't mix milk and orange juice?
Because it's gross.
No, because milk actually curdles in your stomach when it's presented with orange juice or lemon juice or any citrus juice, and then you throw up a lot. It's generally not a good plan.
With cream, it's good.
Cream is heavy enough to stop it from turning into cheese in your stomach.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Science and food with Harry. And so, where are you going to be doing your broadcast for American Dissonance?
Real Liberty Media, reallibertymedia.com/author/Vine, forbidden, VINE. But there's a chat room, rlmradio.xyz, rlmradio.xyz, and there's a chat room over there for inserting opinions and conversation, as you may.
I love
So then go up over to BitChute and YouTube, which the fact that going to YouTube really constricts a lot of the content that I would like to share or present it because of copyright claims and shutting you down. Even just on some of the information and context,
right.
You're subject to be eliminated. UCY.TV, when I started broadcasting in 2013, gone. Not just wee little me, but I mean great people that had thousands of hours of context stripped. So you might understand why there is a dissonance in America and an opposition to what the world is presenting us, this system that is against us. It's no justice, as I say, it's just us, and as others say.
Just to be clear here, you're building a really strong case for having your own physical, your own digital real estate to host your own videos.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. It's
right.
something that.
And
right.
We were talking about when that goes, when you're gone, eventually it dies because you have to keep renewing. And there's archives.org, I think. But there's places, and there should be probably some type of commons where a person can buy so much. But it's, there's so many sites come and go and they fall. But as what I'm thinking is if there was like an archive group that you could post to and a fee for whatever it is, the context you put through, and it stays there. It'd have to be perpetual. Like Facebook is probably not going away, but you could be gone away from there. Thank you.
Just saying, for 100,000 in donations, I will build a server that you can purchase space on. That's about how much I'm going to need for that, though. I ain't a rich man.
It is pretty sad times that we're in, but also optimistic. I was thinking, wow, here comes this totaling past that point where we could tip it, make it right, and then all comes up the great divide again, and from Trump and on through that, and Biden now. I was very critical of Trump. Of course, his personality is obvious and narcissistic, and he'll get it from himself. But I came to that point where I said, I agree with some of the things he's doing. I also disagree with the great many things that he was doing. He's still part of the system, and it gave a false hope for so many. Yeah, it was.
That's what they do. They sell hope.
Yeah, that's what they do. They sell
They're hope dealers, man.
Yeah, opium. That's what you said yesterday. I think very opium.
And the sad part is it's a con game.
It is.
That's the reason why Trump did so well getting elected, because it's a con game, and well, he's a con man. I mean, they're all con men. If you're a politician, you're bullshitting half the population automatically. If you're a politician who wins.
Yeah, I suspect that they're going to destroy him before it's said and done. Of course, they make a martyr out of him, probably, if they do, but he is the religious face of right-wing America. And you know what? A lot of people really get upset when you criticize Trump.
Well, people are always going to criticize their messiahs. Yeah, they're going to criticize the people that criticize the messiahs.
I'm just gonna say, I get just about as much fervent complaining about criticizing Jesus as I do criticizing Trump. So
Yeah.
and I also get the same fervent resistance to criticizing Biden as well. Like, how dare I? So, I mean, it's obvious that the government is a religion at this point. It's no longer a set of rules. It's not. There's the whole maybe the government is wrong idea is become such an anathema to most of the population that they are left unprepared if the government wasn't there. You know, it's
the most dangerous superstition, Mark and Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing, Donna was watching Brave New World, and I was sort of watching it while I was doing other stuff. But that's sort of like the situation, the girl who got left in the Savage Lands to raise her kid. That was her situation. Oh, they're like when she was first stuck there, about how, you know, she longed to be back in the controlled society.
Right.
That's you know, if tomorrow, like people go, well, what tomorrow? If you could just make what you want happen tomorrow, I was like, it would fail, because everyone would want this back. Well, not everyone, but so many of the population want this back because it's Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
It's what religion does to you. Religion can beat you almost to death, and you'll still come back. I mean, the flagellants of Catholicism taught us that. You know, flagellants beat themselves to death for their faith, and they stayed with it. It's why, you know,
it is very strange how people keep falling over and over for the same thing.
Well, you know, history repeats itself, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Never.
Just when you get to be an optimist, and then here comes all the stupid stuff. Yeah, the people,
That's why I practice stoicism. You know? Stay even keel, and you'll never be disappointed.
Sure, right?
It's why I'm a nihilist. Expect disappointment, and you'll never really be disappointed.
Exactly.
Expect the worst.
Right.
Hope for the best, but expect the worst, and you're never really disappointed.
Right.
So in this series, I also am going to include, of course, there'll be a lot of condemnation of the subjects that I include in this broadcast series from the mainstream media, and I would like to. I know McFadden would not consent. Mark Kirkcavies, I wonder if I can get him on, because I hope to bring a few people in here into this broadcast series and have a talk with them, either on the main broadcast of on Fridays at noon Central at Real Liberty Media.
Right.
Noon Central.
Even re-record. Mark Kirkcavies, I think he's a fellows at anyways on extremism. Often quoted, interviewed, testifying in court cases and so forth. He's an interesting guy, and what I like about him most is he allows for a little snarkyism, I guess, and work past it. And he's willing to respond to a lot of people that have something to say to him. So I have some respect for him on there. And I think it is important to have an open view of everything going on. So, I mean, if you're out there burning crosses, somebody needs to be keeping an eye on you, right? So if the person's going to specialize in watching people like that, I say good for him. Of course, opinion then comes into their review of the situation, the person, the events. It's come to probably categorized it down into one point of domestic terrorist. And there I was labeled, along with many hundreds of others, in 2014 in Buckerville, Nevada, with the family of Clive and Bundy, as the feds came down, army swoop. And there's no doubt in my mind that there would have been a lot of dead bodies before it was over, had it not been for so many people that can't come and stand in the gap and be a witness. So that is my what I intend to do here with this podcast series is a continuation of being a witness and presenting this evidence to stand in the gap. I'll be relying on other people's work and referring to my experiences. Leah Satilli, a lot to say about her, but she said in one of her tweets some way back when, whenever it was, that it's against the rules of journalism to say to include yourself into the narrative. But she, like I have inserted myself into the narrative and being a part of history, being a witness at the on the list, the statutory list as a witness number 303 in the Bundy Ranch trial in Las Vegas in 2017 and 18, and ended up in dismissal with prejudice. The state objected. It went to the Ninth Circuit, and they upheld the dismissal. I was very surprised. I expect further action now that the Democratic Party is taking control of Biden's in. I would think that they might have to do it very soon and not wait till spring and Cali and repeat the fiasco of a hard roundup that they did in the spring of 2014. So if not this spring, then more likely in fall. But I know that they're not going to stand this rebel rouser Clive and Bundy to oppose the Department of Interior and their armies. And believe me, they got armies. Well, as equipped as anyone in Iraq, Afghanistan, certainly. So that's going to be a most likely future to come. Now, on his way out, Trump had his dog crapping the carpet for Biden and his the Department of Interior or the guy who put in charge of the BLM. I forget his name. Anyways, he reinstated the grazing rights for the Hamlins. But you've got to remember where it started with Clive and Bundy is with these people that come along with the sue and settle to affect policy in government supposed laws, which they're not actual, physical laws that should be, included. In, anyways, that's like they come in with the sue and settle. They change the policies, the environmental impact of desert tortoises. I shared a link for going back 300 odd years and a look at the desert tortoise. Now, what happened was they said we got to get these cows off the land because they're killing cows out there in the Bundy Ranch situation. For other reasons, they kicked the Hammonds off. Now, their grazing rights has been reinstated, but I don't expect that to last either. Either by the new incoming administration just, doing away with it. What did Biden do? How many executive orders? How long has he been in? Only a week or two now? It seems like forever, I swear. But it was Biden Trump.
Right.
But, yeah, changing all that, the national monument areas like big Bears Head, barriers, I forget. He makes us a gold tooth, Trump restricted acres. Now, I'm going to tell you, and Donald knows, being out in the West, the landscape is just about all the same for hundreds of miles, hundreds of square miles. There is, of course, estuaries that are an exception. And I'm going to tell you, good fences make good neighbors, and they're easy. Well, it's easy to fence out a cow and a sheep or fence them in. But one thing, also cowboy here, Dan Arthur, went in Arkansas, the national chuck wagon races in the fall every year. Shout out, man. Jake. He told me this. He says you can't fence a goat in, you got to fence them out. So there you go. And there's a lot of allegory in there. But okay, so you got to fence off a few areas for correct tech. That's a good idea, right? Cows get in there and they stomp stuff down, they eat everything up. Okay, sure. But in the desert, they're browsing on like shrubs. Very few fine grades, like grasses. So it's all based on a big lie, the extreme environmentalism. They're shaping the West in this war on the West that's been going on for some time. So backtracking that would be part of it, the Safe Russian Rebellion. Looking at different factions, Montana Freedom, the Texas Republic, and certain individuals and their stand, Schaefer Cox, just so many people that will probably not be included for lack of time. 15 episodes of this. So from 221, and I fixed my type on that post, I had 112. So I talked over here from 2/12/21 to 5/21/21, 15 episodes of American Dissonance. And I will be building it week by week and just an exploration. So yeah, definitely exploring more, showing the journey. Mm-hmm. And it does matter how you stand.
All right.
Go ahead.
It's noon Central Time, so that's 11 12
p.m. Eastern, 11 Mountain, and 10 o'clock on the West Coast,
yeah,
the Pacific side.
All right, just wanted to make sure, like, we had time conversion right, just to make sure that everybody knew where we're at.
Right.
So I've got quite a list of things that I've covered at RealLibertyMediaVinE/author/VINE. Most beneath would be stuff relating to the Bundy Ranch Oregon standoff, figures in those events. Hammond Bundy, he's still out in stirred up trouble, and he's got a court case he's dealing with for where he went into the Capitol in Idaho. They tried to exclude him and they arrested him a couple of times. There's a lot of dissonance here in America again. And when I look at past events and how they're the dangers, especially in some, as a warning for how we might hope and expect to react in the future. And going forward for the provocateurs, like at the Capitol building where the people just led like sheep.
Yeah.
It's so easy to herd sheep. And when you have that religious fervor and that most dangerous superstition, thanks, Lord, it does in fact become a serious problem. Now, how do you deal with this? My opinion is there's far too much evidence of fraud in the election that it just will not be given any light of day to. But of course, it's an illusion of choice anyways to vote.
I was going to say elections are fraud. Let's be clear on that. That's a sad reality. People have been disillusioned and lied to all this time. They bought into the indoctrination and the propaganda and the media head lies. So, yeah.
Yeah, the notice is in the news, by the way. Shout out to Cal Anthony. He's doing clock on the left coast out there in
Oregon.
I got a chance to meet Hal on my trip around the country in 2017 on my way back into Vegas, and great honor. I've been listening to Hal for a great many years, and unfortunately, not many people do. I would give credit to Hal for, as a pathfinder, I like to call it, and avoiding the pitfalls So
Right.
it's so easy to join into let's get on, let's fix this. Emotion takes over. But to really move forward in caution. Now, how do we approach this monstrosity of government overreach? That's a good question. You wasn't shining.
Well,
I got the Corona too. It's too cold to short. Too cold to cut short yet. So there you go.
Oh, I sport this all the time. So yeah, but sometimes it's a little too shiny.
But yeah, I noticed that as a problem in the past, people really didn't have much of an outlet to get their information or their stories out. Just, less than a decade ago, and I had to build my own network in order to make sure that, the mainstream media, couldn't continue to spread and spin their lies. So I think it's, a beautiful thing that you're doing and creating this content and, being a witness to testify to history and these situations, because far too often, the government with the media spins a way different story than what really happens. Right. We've seen that with the situation gone down in Waco and Ruby Ridge and the Gordon Call story, especially that you mentioned at the beginning of this show here.
That I do want to say, if you draw arms against government agents, then you can expect to be killed. So once you go to that point, and I think probably most of them would say, all or nothing at that point. Sovereign citizens, from like the killing of the cops in West Memphis by the so-called sovereign citizens that are just wanting to drive around with no license plate. We've seen a lot of cases where there was people that got away with that. I know personally, a Mennonite here spent a lot of time in jail, and what it basically goes to now, the judges just say, I don't care, so what? And there's no beating them, right to travel. It's not a conveyance, it's a motor vehicle, no matter whether you registered or not. So, you can be an anarchist in Arkansas like myself, but that doesn't mean I don't accept that there are rules. Even the unjust rules, we can't make them just go away. We can't just eliminate government. Even if we did, there's still going to be a need for a structure so that it's not each man for itself, and that's not what anarchy means. It means no rulers. It means we don't have the right to harm another, from whether it be from physical harm to personal property, or which would include things like pouring oil on your ground for it to run down into the water table into somebody else's, it's going to access that water. So it doesn't just necessarily restrict yourself to what you do on your own land, which you don't really own, because you got to keep paying rent and taxes for it every year, or eventually they'll take it. So, tenants, things like the 14th Amendment made us all equal to the heavy hand of making exact punishments and all kinds of things to taking your life by being made these equal slaves in America. So much of what we assume to be true is a big fat fraud. Hey, happy 420 premiere in 420. That's fast and so new. G13, I guess we have the government to thank for the G13 strain. Absolutely. Yeah.
We were talking about that this
Arkansas,
morning.
you can buy a license to get a medical hard to buy pot here and pipe and stuff.
Thank
If you
you,
need permission,
government, for permitting us to heal our problems.
Thank you, government, for giving me permission to have bodily autonomy.
Yes. Start quoting 84.
I believe that is cannabis is probably closely related or near close as you can get to the tree of life, because there is so much. Talked to JJ.
I was gonna say,
or was it last Friday?
Yeah, it was last Friday.
Friday.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to go down memory lane and tell people how you
Absolutely.
got your start in
Absolutely.
doing radio broadcasting.
And the very reason that I'm speaking to you now, as well as a lot of other people that I've gotten to know over these many years now, JJ, James Freeman, a brother forever. We met on a bus trip. When was it? In 2011? Way back then? No, it had to be a little later now. I think it was 2013 or 2012. Yeah. Anyways, I've made so many trips. I usually try to go somewhere every year. This next trip is going to be wonderful. So I met James running a Greyhound bus, traveling around, and me never meeting a stranger, JJ, his name, and he's just getting in the radio. We're talking about, did you know? And yeah. And by the time we part ways, we have a whole congregation of Greyhound captives.
Greyhound captives.
And people joining in. It was really wonderful too. How we just blew through that supposed difference and separation between race and gender and all types of perspectives. And really, we became a confederation in a way. We broke down over by Gallup, New Mexico, and this one gal, boy, she was a strong advocate, making them come off the cheddar. You're gonna feed us, she said, things like that. But yeah, I was an adventure on Greyhound, so you can expect delays and oh man, 5 days for a 3-day trip or anything can happen. Yeah, always an adventure. Go Grey Dog. But the next trip won't be. I know. I think I'm going east this spring, but it may be a western trip. I don't know. The government's going to have to will be a big factor in determining that for me, because if they do go back to do another ride on the Bundys, then I do what I do. Not except for I feel that there is a duty, a civic duty, a duty to mankind to be a witness, and no one should be silenced in this world. Just to see where we're going is just terribly frightening, and I hope to be a witness to that, and to be a voice that will be able to bring that information to bear for others. I quit playing with Facebook's algorithms a long time ago. So I've not been banned or anything, and hopefully I won't be, because they could go back at some point. It's the contents that I've shared and say, poof, bye-bye, and there it goes. And I started out in the internet intending to leave a record, not only of my life, but other things that I felt that are important. 66 episodes at UC Live. Besides the other shows that I hosted or co-hosted for, from Cancer Kickers, like your Cancer Off the Journey, several others, Double Cross Radio, sorry, I'm forgetting a few that I need to include, but a great many topics anyways, and ideas of discussion, and a lot of those ideas aren't popular, and that's where you get, there's my tinfoil hat, by by the way, I think a tinfoil hat would be a very bad idea because all the radiation and microwaves and all that stuff in the air, I think you're just making an oven.
Baked
I'm afraid
potato.
ovens for your air.
You're making your brain a baked potato.
It makes me wonder who came up with this tinfoil hat idea. That it was ever a
They
good
didn't think,
idea.
they didn't think it through, did they?
No, I don't think so. But now I'm going to say this: even if you're crazy, even if you're evil, and have all these terrible ideas that you would like to perpetrate on other people or whatever, I want you to say it and say it out loud. I don't want anybody to shut you down from hearing it, because I think it's important to know not only the good things but the bad things, and be able to be forewarned and therefore be able to take precautions.
Yeah,
Right.
I had actually said that like way back during like the whole the gay wedding cake thing. A lot of people were like, "Oh, they should be forced to, and they should this." And I was like, "No, I want to know. I want to know because if I don't want to associate with somebody because of their prejudices, I want to know who those people are.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately.
it's more important.
And not big business.
It's more important to know. All right, this bakery doesn't want to treat everybody the same. Well, then I'm not going to reward them financially.
Right.
Why would I want someone to bake a cake for me if, let's say, they were like, oh well, we don't serve bald people, and I got, I want to know that because I don't want to by off chance go, hey Donna, can you pick up a cake? And then she takes the money, they sell her the cake, and they're in their establishment, fuck bald people. Well, I don't want to give that person my money, The right of association comes with knowledge, and if we have no knowledge because of unpopular thoughts being
Informed
banned,
buyers, man.
we have a market that has no information base, and it's an important thing to really let people know what is and is not acceptable socially. I don't have a problem with people having a platform, even if their ideas are horrible, because then I know that those people can be punished by society.
Shunned.
They can be shunned. They can be ostracized. They can
Right.
They can lose businesses. They can lose jobs. They can lose everything, and really, there's no one's fault but their own because it's what they did to themselves.
It was kind of like somebody mentioned in the RLN chat room, they had associations with police, and I said something to the effect, you need to ostracize the swine. Don't let them think that the behavior of their little street gang is acceptable. We need to make them feel shamed.
Reminds me of the story though, really. So there's 3 streams in there that were really thirsty, and that were way out in the middle of nowhere, somewhere out west in the desert. And here they come across this country club, and all they wanted was a drink of water. And right there at the front door, it says no strings allowed. And the one guy says, I don't care, I've got to have water. And he goes in right away, and they grab him and pick him out, no strings allowed. The other one says, wait, maybe if I beg. And he goes, and please, out. He goes, if everyone's just raises me, he takes me, ties himself into a knot, takes him a pick cone, fries himself all out, and floats up in there, and he says, give us your water. The bartender's handing him over. But he said, wait a minute, aren't you a string? He said, nope, I'm afraid not. Be smart about it, and don't get strung. String along, string out. They're going to string you along for certain. And people are going to come when especially you start getting into some kind of a serious movement. They insert themselves with informants and undercover FBI. We see it in the case of Francis Schaefer Cox and Bruce Doucette, is specifically to observe
a lot of cases. Let's be honest. A lot
All
of
of a matter of fact, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
Anything that the FBI's got their hand in. Now, I attempted to make conversation with Ryan English, the FBI agent in charge, and also able to sit in and be a rehabilitatory witness through the whole proceedings. And I tried to talk to him, and he started to, and then the prosecutor, Robert Shapiro, I really just love how their names just fit them, the Robert shit. Anyways, I would shut that down, but when I first introduced myself, I gave him my shrunk down cardboard sign into my proclamation and declaration if I'm here to as press. It's not a pass. I do not ask for that pass or permission.
right.
It's just it's a notification of my intent to identify myself. I presented it to police solely as identification. I find that a lot of satisfaction in that. Kind of fun. So I think there is an obligation and a duty to stand for what's right, what matters. And it is worldwide, and it starts locally, though. Of course, it's Richard Roberts, local.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Local.
But where do we go from here? I don't know. Definitely need to keep the conversation going. I spend a lot of time on Twitter amongst what some people call trolls. They're maybe detractors or those that associate to the left more than the right, that are critics of the Oregon standoff, the Bundy Ranch situation, all that, others that pertain. So I find it a very good place to enter in conversation, to exchange ideas, and to be a poop. Vinny the Poop. So that's the nickname they gave people in the Oregon standoff, was poops. And I came up with a good representation of what that might mean as people opposing oppressive tyrants. And I gave them a name, patties, and that is people attempting to terminate individuals' entity sovereignty. Now, I don't want to sound like one of these crazy sovereign citizens. When I say I'm an anarchist, people don't know what that means, especially people that call them anarchists. So again, rules, yes, there are rules. And we can't go from here to no government magically. We have to try to hold accountable the government we have and to bring them back into restraints where they're supposed to be, and that is the servants and not the master. It's very, very, very dangerous to be to get too well known or to do things that are going to bring you to their attention. And Ed Brown, he was pretty much under the radar until he started talking out. The same with Gordon Call. He was under the radar until, word got to the IRS. And that's the way it happens. Where do you guard yourself? Well, that's a good question, and it's a very fine line. You have to be very careful. And I thought it was pretty obvious, pretty funny that when I was approached at the Bundy Ranch, obvious feds come around, hey, let's get your ID and get y'all signed up. I just laughed in their face. I ain't here to sign up with anybody. Louis Arthur, he was championing along with them, the little dog. And those are the people they get, is those nutters. They use them on, and they turn them. I don't know how many people have gone snitch, and turn state's witnesses.
We just had the case of Enrique Terrio, the Proud Boy
founder
president. Being exposed for being a snitch. I try to explain to some people that at first, most movements might come across as organic, but upon closer inspection, there's a lot of astroturf and infiltration. And, once it gets so, out of control, each individual, you don't have control of what other people do. And, anything can be misconstrued to fit whatever, agenda that those that are infiltrating have in mind. So, yeah, it's but you see it all the time. Oh, the FBI foiled the plot for this, or they foiled the plot for that. Oh, they arrested such and such.
They arrested a dozen people. 10 out of the dozen people were part of the FBI and back out on the street in 2 days. The kidnapping of Whitmer, that whole debacle. It turned out it was a bunch of FBI agents and one dude that they were all attempting to get involved in this plot, and it was just one dude. Everyone else was part of the FBI on orders from the FBI to get.
It's like Spider-Man.
To get a group together to attempt to kidnap a United States governor, and lo and behold, they're all talking to each other about it. They're like, "Oh, this is great. This job's just doing itself." And turns out, yes, it was. It was literally just doing itself. And one poor sucker in the middle of all that. Your tax dollars at work.
Yeah, Michigan, of course, they're famous for militia. Probably 9 out of 10 men.
It's kind of like 9 out of 10 dentists. Well, 9
out of 10 Helens agree. Remember that? Yeah. 9 out of 10 Helens.
Oh, they'll make me go watch more Kids in the Hall. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I've read case after case where, this happens
often.
Quite often, almost every time. My friend, we refer to regular Dave, but my friend David Somerville.
Regular Dave.
Yeah, he had the same problem when he was up in Michigan, and
there you go, Schiffer Cox.
Yes. And so, yeah,
ChellyEffect.com.
Nice. Yeah. Chelly, definitely. Back in the UCY TV, I think, or Oracle, way back in Oracle. No, never Oracle. No. Okay. Just
on UCY, he and I've done a lot of radio together. He's hosted for me while I was in the field, and great guy, great topics, conversation. He's got a few people doing some radio over there at ChellyEffect.com. Explore more, join the journey.
Now, do you have a place where your old archives are housed? Do you have them up on YouTube? You want to?
Yeah, I've got a list there. Let's see here. I had a bunch of places. Let me just go and look and see here. Error message been where am I at? I'm on quick. So, anyways, if you go to about me, let me see how that spells out. About me, Vincent Easley. I think you'll have I gave you a list there.
We have a message from Real Liberty Media.
Oh.
The FBI has investigated the FBI and determined the FBI is awesome. I guess that might be
Grim.
Grimner.
Yeah. Or cowboy tech. I'm not sure. Oh man.
Um,
I'll take this over to the YouTube. YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And do a bit copy and paste. So about.me/Vincent Easley, II.
Aye, Captain.
That's not much.
yeah, it's criminal. Yeah, there seems to be a delay in the comments on my end. So
Say again?
there's a short delay on the comments on my end, so I'm just waiting for everything to come through.
I hope this doesn't get me a flood and kicked out of the.
Oh.
I've got way too many.
No.
Let's see. Too many characters. I'm a character. Oh,
You are a character.
Stop.
You are a character. Look at this.
Okay, I think I'll just cut all this from there. Maybe I'll do it. Still too many. Yeah. You guys have them. I don't know if you're going to do all that or not. Let's see if I can figure it out too. Here. Oh, they're all run together. That was a terrible problem. I don't know.
So you've done work with Ocelli, JJ, also known as James Freeland, and no, this is the first time.
A lot of people have done video with over the years. Pretty well. Was Cynthia Brooks was one time live. Mine, she's a small screen actor and daytime soap star from Days of My Life. It was my web life. It was like the move. There was some hype we came up with anyways, but very beautiful. She beat cancer. I'm Jacqueline, also I cured cancer in the eyes each year. There's a very long list there too, as well as Ralph Epperson. I became familiar with his works a few decades ago, and that really set me into looking at this world we live into. And his book's called The Unseen Hand, an introduction to the conspiratorial view of history. A lot of people try to use conspiracy theorist as a bad name, but conspiracy is a fact. And if you look at the manipulation of history, it's to me, it's pretty obvious that, wow, is there that big a delay over there onto the YouTube? I don't even have a hat on there. I know what's wrong. I'm like way back there. Let me advance that.
Yeah, Donna too. She's she's a good like 30 minutes back. That's why I was like looking over. I'm like, why is the ticker on the bottom?
I'm gonna refresh it.
And then I realized the reason why the ticker isn't on the bottom is because she's like a good 30 minutes back.
Yeah, I'm a little. Computer's a little slow.
But here on my end, we're 100% on.
Okay. Well, I just threw me way off, and I even forgot which direction I was on the track.
Uh-oh.
I think he was speaking about some of the different shows that you co-host or was a guest on.
A lot of people, very long list, a lot of topics, and it's just to look at what matters. All right, I guess I'm in there. I got to turn that off. Let's see. Let me go back over to where we were at. That's confusing me. Stop. There. Okay. We're back in the present.
All right.
Yeah. But I think we have it to do. And just can't make an excuse. Guess we can always do more than something is better than nothing. And I like to say that even a smile has a way of changing the world around you.
Right. I'm being, being attacked.
Yeah, we have kitty attack. They're like, hey, what are you guys doing?
Correct. And that's it. So you guys got any questions? Anybody over in the room of their meeting haven't been able to keep up with the chat over there?
Chat's been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
People have just been like watching.
Yeah.
So it's on real. It's going to be on RLM.com or RealLibertyMedia.com.
Real Liberty is, well, I mean, RLM.xyz.
Right. RLM Radio. RLM Radio, right?
Yeah.
Yes. RLMradio.xyz.
Right.
And you have other stuff on RLM already, right, Vinny?
Yeah,
like
there's
archive?
a big long list. In that copy over here on Facebook, let's use this one to tag you in this. I tagged you in Donovan.
Yeah.
There's a list right there if you want to grab them and put them in to where you put this stuff at. I also included the one of the playlists that I have there with Real Liberty Media on YouTube, and that is the Bundy Standoff and Trial Report. About all of that is original material for myself. I did do I think I don't know, maybe one or two that I copied there, certainly one. But about brought me, and you can about find about brought me / Vincent Easley II. You can about find connect to all the places that I've put stuff at. Not all of them, but at least the there's a WordPress and YouTube, so forth. Let me get back over here.
Hang on. Right here. There we go.
I'm getting dinged.
You got binged by Gander.
Yeah, I see that.
All right, there you go. About me, Vincent Easley II. Right?
Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
Oh man.
Let's see if I can just.
Thank you.
Let's see if I can get all of this all in one shot. Copy. So I might be able to get away with it from this. Boom!
Ta-da!
Of course, it's really big.
It's
and
very
a whole lot
big.
of stuff there.
That's what she said.
Just that's all of the individual links that he was talking about right there. So you
Yeah, put my Facebook, my Twitter, YouTube channel, the Real Liberty Media show pages. It's a Ponder Gander. It's one of my other names. Get Ponder Gander. Some hashtags I use: Ponder Gander, Paraphrase Plagiarist, Standing in the Gap, and a few others. Also, my super secret identity. Shh, it's Capitani's on, okay? Scaramouche. I don't go on Twitter. He's following you, Harry. Watch out.
Scaramouche.
Yeah, so, JJ McNabb brought me up for a long time ago because I've never even learning about snarkiness.
Oh, yeah.
Ponder Gander. Yeah, my Ponder Gander Twitter, I'm following there. And then others brought both of those, so I had to have a super secret identity to be able to follow others. And then other ones, they found out my identity. That was so secret because I tell everybody who it is. They prevented me from seeing their stuff as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm familiar with Miss McNabb, you know. We used to be dancing partners, yeah. Because we went rounds and rounds. But yeah.
I appreciate what you're doing. I enjoy it. I know that a long time ago I said numbers. I ain't doing this for nothing, nobody or numbers, and so I don't ever let that discourage me because they're not widely recognized. So care. I'm setting a record. Some of the people that really matter in this world know who I am, and that's what counts. So I have no desire for notoriety or fame or any of that stuff. And I do wish I had that right in front of me. I can probably grab it. Actually, this was a proud moment here. When I spoke with him and Bundy along with Ryan Hyde sometime back here, I'm up here scrolling for it. As a reminder, never take the path of least resistance. A quote from Milton Dove, Robert Duvall is his character talking about Jake's Spoon, why he went bad. He says, men are like water, so you're like crooked rivers and crooked men. Life is not easy, especially if you're doing the right thing. Where do you want to go? How far are you willing to go to stand? I'm looking for this one. Here's a picture of it. And I think it's right below this one. Yeah, it's on SoundCloud. Being above the law is a great advantage from breaking the law, right? What should people do when the government won't follow the law? Intended to keep them in check against abuse. Let me just go ahead and click open this. And I'm at I think 25 minutes in for my call. And I listened to it the first time after some. So this was back from almost 2 years ago, exactly 2 years and a week or so. Me talking about showing up with my cardboard sign. Gooberzilla, or some of y'all that really with me, you know who he is. He's thought it funny that I showed up with a cardboard sign. Well, what else you gotta do? Gotta make sure people know who you are, right? I had media. I saw the big media across at the standoffs with the feds. Where are you? Too many buttons. To say, look, we're watching. We are watching. I'm on StreamYard. We'll go to YouTube. Right here, let me see if I can drop this into the chat right there. Oh, wow, that's one. Let's see if that works. I think I can pick it off right here. Maybe that worked, yeah. I don't know if that's clickable or not. It's not. Hold on. So, I mean, anyways. Yeah, and I was saying about you there. Yeah, you're getting when you start out, and I'm going to be going in on my, not trying to say, your amens are less, you're a lot more comfortable. I was telling Donna, I sound like on the buskers with you, but I don't want you to hate me.
Well, I don't even really 100% know if that'll work. So.
Wait, I'm in the wrong place again. Here, back here. I can't talk in past time there. I can see you.
Yeah. Well, I've been saying, I don't even know if that works yet until I have somebody on with me to know if it comes off as in the same time or if there's a latency between us. So I'm still waiting on my guy here that's local to me to do the test, and then my next thing is I'm going to try somebody on the other side of the country. And then my next thing is I have a friend who plays guitar who happens to be living in Australia, and I'm really going to try to reach out and pressure her into coming on just to play with me for a little bit to see if the latency is too much worldwide, because Australia is pretty much the other side of the planet from where we are right now. So if we can get low latency to the point where it's not too bad, I call that like a big win. But if we get low latency just within the United States. That's
Yeah.
tremendous already.
Testing the water.
Oh, look, Cowboy Jim.
Right.
Thank you, Cowboy Jim.
Thank you, cowboy.
You're back. You guys froze up over here for a minute.
Oh,
I
no.
guess maybe that'd be a wrap. It's getting late over
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
We got to make dinner.
Yeah.
It was a good run.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Minus the.
it, Eric.
No,
Anytime.
thank you for joining us, everybody. That's Vincent Easley. He's with American Dissonance, and look forward to his new series coming out over on rlmradio.xyz.
Yeah. What matters upon Gander, and this series is American Dissonance, and so I'll be presenting a look at that and some of the people that on all sides of the issue. I can't tell you that I won't be prejudiced because I think everybody's prejudiced, whether they realize it or not. So, hey, I think it's a good idea to just go ahead and make your declaration and stuff sometimes. And don't be a lie and false front that comes from mainstream media.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that starts on February 12th, 2021, runs through till May something.
May 21.
May
If the road doesn't call me before then, which it may.
It may.
It may be an handoff that, we're going to wave a big sign around that.
And that's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 Central, 11 and 10 Mountain and Pacific.
Oh, you're good. You get
It's a
better.
big mountain.
Thank you for coming on and joining us.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guy.
Maybe we'll see you on again in a future episode.
Yes.
After you've been on a while, or with your podcast, or if you're gonna
recap.
announce a new podcast.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, folks. RealLibertyMedia.com.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.